Oh my god, can't you read, guys? Are you afraid to say bad things now? Probably not. I'm not as much because I literally am one of the top streamers on the entire platform. Like, I don't think I am a good benchmark for that. Like, imagine if you're, you know, a 1K Andy, or you're getting 400 viewers, for example. I think that your perspective is going to be a lot different. Same with game journalists. For years, if they're too critical, they don't get a copy of a test to publish. Exactly. And so, like, anybody can see how that's a bad thing. Like, you can see how it's a bad thing that, like, journalists effectively don't get coverage of certain games because, you know, the developer is worried that that person will give a negative feedback to it. And so, like, how is that bad for the audience? How is that bad for you guys? Well, it's bad for you guys because it creates a situation where you are being given a product that is not authentic. You can click on Allcraft. Yeah, that'll probably happen whenever there's big news or something. So yeah, I think that any argumentation that it's good or reasonable or fair that Preach didn't get into alpha and he was actively removed from the list, I think any argumentation for that is just bad. Like, it's bad argumentation in general, and it can be immediately disproven. Preach say I wasn't going to make WoW content anymore. Well, I've said things similar to that as well, and so is Quasi and Quinn, and they all got the alpha. So, do you want to explain how those two things can exist? You play a character? If playing a character meant I was spamming the N-word, do you think Blizzard would give me the alpha? Do you want to try again? Who decides their audience? Quasi is a smaller content creator than Preach, but he got in. Next. I don't think it's the same. Preach made a moral cut and everything off. You guys didn't do that. You condemned but didn't stop playing. A lot of people condemned Blizzard. Everybody condemned Blizzard. Belluer said the same thing. That's why he renamed his own. He renamed his entire channel. I guess Mike Preach WoW is Preach Gaming now, so that's probably about the same. But yeah, a lot of people did that. Are Preach even arguing this? Because they're stupid. That's why. And you see that with what they're saying, is their uninformed arguments. Like, it's literally like people are making arguments that are paper thin. Okay, let's see here. Paper thin is generous, yeah. Preach say didn't stop coming. Wow. Well, it's that people. It doesn't really matter because, like, see, what you have to understand is that, yeah. Tiger Panda, do you want to do the raid? I don't know if you're watching. If he is, we'll go ahead and do it. Might as well get started with this. What is this? What's this thing? Oh. No, I don't care about that. I don't give a fuck about any of this. I think that you should give a fuck about it, and you say you just want a good game. Like, what do you think the odds are of you getting a good game if people that offer feedback are going to withhold it because they're worried that giving that type of feedback in a certain way will cause them to lose access? I think that will decrease the chance of you getting a good game. Alright, let's go ahead and do this. This is for the 9 in Sepulcher, okay? Or sorry, not Sepulcher. Fucking Sanctum. I listed us in Old Deer because it's just easier to do that. We'll invite 20 people every time. And we're gonna do a lot of runs. Probably like 7 or 8 runs. Let's make sure we get some healers. Alright, you got the lockout, man. We'll just invite the 3 of them and then just like hold off and don't invite anybody else. New engine, so you're doing the I'm not going to cover this game anymore. So I'm going to single you out because you're like you did the thing that I don't like because you used your misunderstanding or lack of understanding of something as a way to imply somebody being hypocritical or stupid when it's actually you're the one who's stupid. So did Preach say that he wasn't going to cover the game anymore? Or did he say that he wasn't going to cover the game anymore until this stuff was improved? Which one did he say? Said he wasn't going, yeah, he said he wasn't going to regularly cover it. He says, I don't know, to be honest. Then why are you talking? I'm curious, like, then why are you talking? I don't understand it. Like, why are you typing words in the chat? You have no idea. Even you admit you don't even know what you're talking about. What are you thinking?
Our enemies amass outside Hellguard Keep. Thin their numbers before they have the chance to strike.
Okay. Yeah, we got a lot of runs to do, so we're gonna do like 5 or 6 more. Cool if I say I don't care what you do. I just don't want to wipe. I don't think I need to know everything about a situation, write a message in chat. Well, I think that you should know. I'm just thinking about how I should respond to that. Like, what is that? Like, yes, you do. Like, I think that you absolutely. So, like, you're right. You don't have to. You can write whatever you want in chat. But like, don't be surprised whenever you get roasted for being completely fucking wrong and ignorant about the situation and just spewing bullshit. Like, yeah, you can say whatever you want to say. That's completely, or you can absolutely do that. But you're still going to be considered a moron. I think the problem here is making fun of the situation without fully knowing what was said. Well, it's not just making fun of the situation without fully knowing what was said. It's you are drawing a conclusion that is wrong. Like, making fun of the situation is fine, but like the conclusion that you're using, the conclusion that you came to is literally the opposite of what happened. Like, why, like, it's, I don't understand what you think. Like, how is that not a bad thing? Okay, let's go. Start pulling these. Have you never said something incorrect? I've said things incorrect, and then there's like 50,000 Reddit posts about it. And actually, most of the times, I was right, but then people just didn't want to hear it. And that happens all the time. Like, is that like a joke? I mean, if I ever say something that's wrong, there's a million people that are fucking ready to call me out on it. Was it a correct conclusion of the information I'd known? I would have written a message. Well, maybe know more about something before you just start talking shit about somebody. And also, like, even if you, like, let's say, so, like, do you know any of the other content? Do you know that every single content creator that received alpha is, you know, has said that they're going to continue covering WoW? Because, like, there are dozens of people that said they were going to quit WoW and, you know, not cover Blizzard games after, what do you call it? After that lawsuit. You know, yeah, I mean, and the thing is, that's the thing. Like, no, we're not doing this. Just kill it. Go start the RP. You just run past them. No, somebody will aggro it, and then we'll waste more time. It's not a lie if that was a legit opinion in the moment. I don't know. I think that people should... I absolutely agree with the idea that people should be... Like, I think just like spreading and spewing bullshit whenever you don't really know what you're talking about in a subject without really knowing what's going on, like, I don't think that should be, you know, just like hand waved. I think it's fucking annoying. It's just obnoxious. And so, yeah, that's why I made a point of it, because it's annoying and obnoxious, and I don't like seeing it. As soon as this guy gets in here, we're gonna go ahead and pull. Just pop hero on the pull. Actually, pop hero, no, pop hero whenever the other one comes down. Let's get them out. Subject concerning a video game. People do that with everything. It actually doesn't even really have to do with a video game at all. Like, it's like the problem that I had with it has nothing to do with it being a video game. Information as people would listen in chat. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why people are trying so desperately to defend somebody who's a fucking moron, who's just going and saying things that aren't true. Like, why would you go out of your way to defend somebody that does that? Moron. Yeah, moron solidarity. Exactly. Alright, pop hero. I guess it doesn't really matter. There we go. Just get ready to move it. Apes together strong. Yep, there it is. Jesus Christ. It's just pathetic. But yeah, I didn't watch the Andrew Tate XQC thing. I know people have like fucking spammed me about this and like wanting to get me to like watch this and react to it and everything. Like, I saw people were just like astonished that like somebody like Andrew Tate is very popular. I think it's kind of funny that they don't understand why. Like, it's very obvious why somebody like Andrew Tate is very popular. XQC got fucked. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's like, I mean, it's not like anything that he's saying is, like, the idea that, like, women can't have businesses for themselves or, like, can't make decisions for themselves and they shouldn't be able to leave the house and money that they make is actually your money. Like, congrats, Elwin, you got it. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't see how you can lose an argument against that. So I think that the most people, let's see here. Yeah, well, let's go do it again. Oh, actually, my inventory was full, so maybe I did get them out. Oh, he said you talk about things you don't know about? Doing exactly what you complain about? That's literally not what he said. Levy, well, I thought that, like, so we watched the video, and this is the Fillion video, where he was reacting to, Andrew Tate. And, like, am I misunderstanding? Am I misremembering? Because I thought, like, very explicitly he said, with like the OnlyFans girls, or like having a girl on OnlyFans, that it's his money. He said it's his requirement for a relationship. People should have their own conditions. Well, everybody has the right to have a relationship the way that they want, but I think that you can make an argument that something is potentially bad, and promoting that as being a good way. Like, I find it to be disingenuous that you present it that way. Because I feel it's very obvious that he's presenting that viewpoint as the accurate viewpoint, and this is what people should do. And I think it logically makes sense that that's what he thinks, because that's what he does. And I think that it wouldn't make sense that he would have a viewpoint or a way that he lives his life that he actively acknowledges is wrong. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Okay, let's do it. We're just gonna run it over and over and over until I do it on all my characters. Okay, invite another healer, another DPS. Okay, that should be good. And Tiger Panda, do you want to apply or you're not on? There it is. I don't know if you're in the guild on that character or not. I don't remember. Okay. There's no right and wrong with OnlyFans thing though. It's his point of view, the way he lives. Doesn't say anyone else is obligated to do the same. I find that if you applied that logic to many other situations, that would immediately fall apart. And like for example, if you used that logic of, well, this is the way that he lives his life, and you know he doesn't want to interact with you know, black people or something like that, I think many people would immediately say this is outrageous and this person shouldn't be saying this thing. But that isn't the case. It's comparing apples to oranges. How is it, how do you feel like it's different? Isn't that freedom of association? I think that it is, but what I'm saying is that whenever you present a view of who you think somebody, or who you are giving people advice on how to associate, and you give that advice on how to associate, and then you say, yeah, this is what I do, I think that's absolutely, that you can absolutely criticize that. Is it not free to face consequences for a lifestyle though? People can do whatever they want. That doesn't mean that they can, that doesn't mean people can't disagree with it. One is racism, one's a guy who doesn't want his girlfriend's nudes. How are they close at all? Because it's the way that you interact and the way that you treat other people. It's that simple. It's the same thing. Yeah, it's there are two different ways that you're dealing with it. It's two different groups of people, but it's fundamentally the same idea. I disagree because race is assigned at birth. OnlyFans is a choice and a lifestyle. I mean, like, I like, you could look at that a number of different ways. So like, basically, he's right. I know he's not. That's such a dumb thing to say, because like there are people that are like, oh, I'm going to choose not to associate with Muslims or with Christians or something like that, and people would immediately think that's bad. So it's not and that's not something that's assigned to you at birth, even though most people are, you know, like in general the same religion as their families. Also, there are people who are bisexual and engage in bisexual relationships. This is, you know, to a certain degree voluntary. The fact that they do that, even though that they're hardwired to do this. So it doesn't make any sense. It's immediately disprovable whenever you apply any other situation to it. And people are using broken logic. Which Tate was interviewed by your mom's house, more of his online persona is showcased since it's a lot longer. Maybe, I don't know. So is it okay if I say I don't hang out with people for a certain political ideology? I think I think most people would think that it's dumb. Like there's definitely a spectrum, right? So like, for example, like there are some things that are more acceptable and some things that are less acceptable. Like, for the record, I don't think that anybody should, like, have to... Like, if you don't want to date a girl that does OnlyFans, that's fine. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. What I had a problem with was explicitly him saying, that's my money. Because him saying that, the implication behind that, how do you arrive at the conclusion that the money that your girlfriend makes is your money? Well, you can only arrive at that conclusion if you assume ownership of the girl. Right? Like, how else could you possibly arrive at that conclusion? So, it's not even about whether you choose to or not choose to interact with or have a relationship with a girl, right? Yeah, I don't understand why people are trying to pretend like this is something different. Just pull whenever it becomes active. Let's go. Girl, take a man's credit card to go food shopping because they're a team. I think that it would be equally as reprehensible if a girl was like, you know, she was taking her man's credit card and she said, that's my money. And it's like he goes out and he works for that money and then she says it's hers. I think that many people would view that as reprehensible. That happens though? Well, what Andrew Tate does happens as well. When have we ever, when was this ever about whether it happens or not? When did anybody ever say that it didn't happen? Alright, let's get them out. Oh, let me make space in my bags. Pujan is right and Tam's in it, but you think the but you want the rails it gets comparing personal moral choices and comparing those to racism? No, I don't think so at all. I think that whenever you promote the, whenever you promote whenever you go out and you tell people who they should and should not associate with, I think that you're absolutely, like, you absolutely should be held to, you should expect to be getting criticized for that if people disagree with you. Like, I don't think that you can just say that and then expect nobody can criticize you because, oh, well, that's just my opinion. No, like, you're literally, like, all of your content is self-help and advice. And so if you say something like that, it's going to be viewed through the lens of advice or self-help. Like, let's not be disingenuous here. We know exactly what this is. Come on, give me the mount. Shit game. Absolute shit game. I'll do it again on another character. It's a bit of a stretch calling Tate self-help, in my opinion. Well, do you at least acknowledge that the primary group of people that watch him are people that watch him for his opinions? These are people who watch him because they listen to his advice. It's clearly self-help. Yeah, I mean, like, the word self-help is irrelevant. These people are watching him for his advice on life. That's what all of his videos are. That is the entire body of his work, which is advice for people and giving his opinion on things. He doesn't imply ownership of the woman as an object, but view traditional marriage soulbound type, which is standard desired outside the West of people around his age. Well, it's clearly not soulbound, because if it was, then there's the money that she's making isn't BOE. You know, it's BOP, man. It goes directly to him. It's master looted. Yeah, give me a second. Yes, okay. Alright. Give me 1 second. He's not talking about standard 1950s stuff? No, of course he's not. It's completely disingenuous to assume that. It's Luca, that's a name I haven't heard in a while. Welcome back. Alright, we should be good. Zone out. We're on heroic. You're not remembering what Tate said correctly? So is this what he said? Like, am I so my understanding is that he said that, you know, if you're gonna make OnlyFans, that's fine, but I'm getting the money. That's my money. That's effectively what he said. Yes, that's what he said. Okay, all right. So then let's not. Why are we playing this game? Andrew Tate stands are cringe. Here, let me show you why people like Andrew Tate are popular. Here, I'm gonna explain exactly why it's popular. Give me a second, it's loading. Fucking piece of shit won't load. Okay, we're gonna have to look at it through this. Here we go. This is why Andrew Tate is popular. Stunning chart. The share of men under 30 who aren't having sex has nearly tripled in the last decade. There it is. That's the reason. Is it not married people? I think it's just, it's share of men. Let's see what he says. 1989. What are the orange? Just gonna find it. 14%. So I guess orange is men. Oh, it's ages. Okay. Men and women. So women, it's gone up as well, but men, it's gone up way more, right? So like women, it's gone up 1.5, and men, it's gone up by 3. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I think Andrew Tate is popular. Can you blame women, men, or children these days? I don't know. I mean, there's like a million reasons why stuff like that happens. This chart's from 2019. Wow. Yeah, imagine what happened with COVID. You just love to hate women or dumb fucks. There are people that are like that too. Incels term that applies to both genders, chat. Yeah, but I'd say 9 out of 10 incels are men. I mean, honestly, I think that would probably be an understatement. I would say probably like 49 out of 50 are men. Yeah, I mean, come on. But you're right. There are femcells. You're absolutely right about that. But yeah, there are girls that are, you know, these are the same girls that are, you know, tweeting about how all the problems in their life are because of men, and you know, how men are trash and they hate men. And it's like, you talk to this girl and it's like, okay, your dad was mean to you, and you know, your boyfriend was abusive, and so it's like, yeah, of course this is what you think, right? I mean, like, and it's the same thing for guys. Give me a minute. Yeah, I had to get. Yeah, it was one of those Dr. Peppers that I got. Don't forget survivor bias. How many men got their brain hardwired outside the internet? I don't know what you mean by that. Let me head over there real quick. But yeah. So I think these charts never had a beer. Oh yeah, of course I have. That's how I know I don't like it. It's not that I really dislike drinking. I just don't really like the taste of alcohol. That's really what the truth is. Like, I don't like the taste of alcohol, and so I don't drink. I grew to like it. That's what people said. They said whenever you get older, you'll like it, and I'm older, and no. Alright, let's do it. Big dick, boys. It's mount time. But yeah, anyway, that's kind of that's what I think. That's why I think this kind of stuff is popular. I think it's popular because a lot of guys are you know, they're not able to get a girlfriend. They feel like their status in the world is pretty much next to zero, and they resent that, and they blame women for that. A lot of them probably don't do good in school. You know, most people, you know, in like a broken household live with their mom, and so like a lot of resentment that young guys have is directly towards women. A lot of school teachers are women, so you know, if you're having problems in school, that's probably to some degree in your mind related to a woman. And this is how these things happen. Young guy with no money are kind of valueless to society. That's exactly right, and I think that's why the young guys are especially susceptible to something like this, much more so than an older guy. And that's why you see like the audiences for these things is primarily young guys. Like the people that like watching Andrew Tate are mostly young guys. And it's kind of reductive to say that people that listen to Tate are just incels and misogynists. I never used the word misogynist. You did. I think that it's obvious that, like, can we just express the obvious here that if you took a sample of the average male population in society and then you took a sample of the fan base of Andrew Tate, that the proportion of incels and misogynists would be astronomically higher in the Andrew Tate sample? Like, what again, like, why are we... It's like... It's a fair assumption, yes. I mean, like, why are we even pretending? 15 attempts. 16 for sure. And like there's a certain degree of like, I think that if you probably took and you have to, I think this is also fair. I think that there are probably, if you did that same sampling with my chat and my community, I think there would probably be more incels and misogynists than in the average community. But I don't think the reason why, like, that number is not going to be like 50 times higher. It's going to be probably 5 or 6 times higher. 5 to 10 times higher. That's what I would assume. Because a lot of people that play video games feel like this, right? Because a lot of guys turn and they play video games instead of, you know, like having a productive life. How do I know that? That's what I do. And so I think this is very common. I mean, people, yeah, exactly. So it's not like this kind of stuff is untrue, or it's like, it's not all his fault to a degree. It's kind of like a lot of the things that like Jordan Peterson says, I would say, are probably not, like, there are a lot of incels and people like that watch Jordan Peterson. But is everything that he says, does this necessarily mean that like you are attracting these people on purpose? I mean, I think that with Andrew Tate, it's like if you can draw, like, a correlation does not mean causation, but sometimes it does. You see what I'm saying? Speak out against these people, though, hopefully changing perspectives a lot. The chat expects you to have incel tags, but you don't. I mean, I don't really have, I mean, I don't think I yeah, I don't have, like, do I have any incel takes? Like, I don't know, maybe. Like, I don't even really care, to be honest. I really don't. I mean, yeah, people think, like, yeah, the boob slider thing could be an incel take because they think that it's sexist or something like that. Comparing Peterson to Tate is unfair. Whatever his faults, Peterson's well educated. I didn't compare, like, every time that I draw a comparison, I'm not saying the people are similar. Like, in all ways. Like, you can, like, I'm drawing a comparison between the way that, like, there are a lot of people, like, let's just be honest here. There are a lot of people who think that Jordan Peterson empowers the same type of incels and racist people that they accuse Andrew Tate of. This is just simply something that's true. Like, I know that you're gonna try to argue that that they're wrong. I'm not arguing that. I don't care. I'm saying that it happens. Here's take on society, that the reason most men lost their masculinity. Society's reason is most men lost their masculinity, but I don't think masculinity has anything to do with being addicted to women. I think a lot of the reasons that, like, what a lot of people view is, and this is, like, kind of what the problem is like, a lot of things like being loyalty and, you know, being supportive of a family, like, you could say these are masculine things, but I don't really think that it would be very hard for me to sit down and, like, write a definition of what, like, masculinity is in my mind, because many of the things and the attributions that you have to it are just not really exclusive to being a male. Mostly the idea masculinity is just social norms that most people abide by. Yeah, I think that's generally true. Like walking on, like, the side, you're walking with a girl and you walk the side closer to the road, and, you know, things like that. Opening a girl for, I mean, is that, like, chivalry, respect, being polite? Because, like, it's also, like, what I'm saying is it's not just the way that you interact with, like, a girl, for example. Like, like, I remember that there was, like, this one guy, and there was, like, I don't know, he was in a fucking wheelchair, and there was, like, something wrong with how he talked. It's like, obviously, like, this guy, you know, got really fucking bad spawn RNG, basically. He's fucked. And so, like, as soon as he showed up, because it was, like, me and, like, I think Jibu, you were there, right? Jibu, do you remember this? Don't say where we went, but, like, you remember this? We went and we went and we got food. Yeah, right. And, like, so yeah, so Jibu was there. He was at the house, and, like, we went over this this one place, and we were getting food, and what do you call it? Basically, like, there's this guy, and he was, like, just totally fucked up, right? And as soon as he got there, like, there was, like, 5 or 6 people, like, trying to open a door for him, and, you know, trying to help him inside, and, you know, they just gave him food for free, basically. And you know, we waited for him to get his food, open for him and everything. Yeah, and so, like, really, like, what I'm saying is that this is not necessarily something that is only something that men do for women. That's my point, is that I think that whenever you really look at it, in many of these cases, it's what people do for someone that they feel like needs needs help, basically. And I think men doing it for women is just, a residual from the fact that, like, men are stronger than women physically. This is just a fact. It's just a residual from that. It's called manners. Yeah, it's like whenever I go somewhere, like it's like common practice, at least here in Texas, right, in Austin. Everybody holds the door for everybody. Like, it doesn't matter, like, who it is or anything. Yeah, here too. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is that, and I think that to an extent, that's probably, like, the reason why there's not, like, there's not, like, a defined, like, oh, this is what being a man is about. And it's much more, it's kind of like a, choose your own adventure game, right? You can do what you want to do. And I think that there's a lot of people that they truthfully do a lot better whenever it's just like their dad tells them what to do and they do that thing, and then they get older and they have a kid and they tell their kid what their dad told them, and that's what their dad did to them, right? It's a lot easier to do that, and some guys don't have that opportunity. All right, boys, let's get them out. What prevents a woman from teaching the same thing? I don't really think that there is, but I mean, like, there's, like, I think that there are pretty profound differences between, like, how especially a young guy is going to listen to advice from another guy or from, like, a woman. I think there's a very large, profound difference. All right, let's go. Same for women? Yeah, I think so. It's like if you go and you look at, the popular streamers, you see a lot more women watching women, and a lot more men watching men. That's how it is. Oh, shit, that did a lot of damage. Most of Amarath viewers are women. I'd say that's an exception. I think that, like, I mean, obviously it's like, if you're talking about something that's, like, fundamentally sexual, then yeah, you're gonna have, most viewers are gonna be the other gender, right? I mean, that's obviously different. But I think that if you look at someone like Valkyrae or somebody like, Pokimane, or somebody, like, take any popular female streamer that's, like, more mainstream, and I know, like, their stream is not, like, completely built off of sexuality in the same way that, like, a hot tub stream is, or something like that. I think that if you look at their analytics and the amount of people that watch them, they would have a much higher proportion of women that watch them than comparative male streamers of the same size. All right. Cock ass. Does it automatically get looted to you? Yes, okay. Service trust. Pokemon put up a men's Instagram, shamed on stream appearance, 20k people cried. The thing is, like, I think that if you make fun of somebody, like, for example, if you make fun of somebody and then they pull up, like, if somebody made fun of me, for example, and they said that I was ugly or something like that, and I pulled up their Instagram and they were like really ugly or like overweight, or there was like something wrong with their face, I'd 100% make fun of them. And I think that's totally fine. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. Because, like, you shouldn't expect to harass somebody and be immune from, you know, retaliation. Fuck around and find out. So yeah, if some guy goes into a girl's chat and calls her ugly or fat, and then she pulls up his Instagram and makes fun of him and calls him ugly or fat, I have no sympathy for him. You live like a bitch, you gonna die like a bitch. That's what it is. That's totally fucking fair to me. Alright. Give me 1 second. Okay, you're already in the group? Yes. Who's using one of our videos to make React content too? Well, I don't know. I mean, it depends on what he, like, using one of our videos to make React content too. Yeah, but what was he saying in the React content, right? Basically, what I'm saying is that, like, if somebody, like, I really try not to use somebody's personal physical appearance as an insult unless they do it to me first. But if they do it to me first, I have no problem. You know, it's like, if you take the low road, I'll meet you there. Okay, so let's see here. No shits me at all. I'm making fun of every single thing about you I can. Yeah. And I don't really, I don't find, the thing is, like, if you initiate hostility towards someone, like, I'm not about to tone police how they respond to it. It's like, if you don't want any problems, don't start any problems. Like, it's really not that hard. There may be some guys out there waiting for women to hit them in the anyway so they can go all out on them. It's a little disconcerting. Oh yeah, like, that's obviously bad, but I mean, I think that's, like, definitely not, it's not something I'd really spend a lot of time thinking about. Focus someone who has thousands of people to embarrass yourself in front of, yeah. Do you think it's insecure or territorial to not have your guy hanging around best friends? I don't know. I think it depends. It's very situational. I think here's really what my opinion on this is like, if you're getting jealous and worried that your girlfriend is hanging out with other guys too much, there's probably something that's wrong on a more fundamental level with your relationship that you should think about, instead of the fact that she's hanging out with that guy. Like, you should think about why you feel that way, and then realize if this is her making you feel this way, because there are girls that, I mean, number one, there are girls that cheat. There are girls that, you know, oh, he's my friend, and then you find out that they're more than friends, or you break up with her and then within like 3 days she's dating the other guy. So, like, it's obvious what's going on. So I'm not saying this doesn't happen. It does happen. But there's also like a million other things that could happen too. And guys do that too. It can also just be nothing, yeah. I won't date anyone that does that in the first place. I wouldn't date anybody that made me feel uncomfortable either. I think it just depends on how you want to look at it. Everyone does that. If you don't trust her for some reason, move on. Yeah, exactly. Most straight dudes hang out with girls. Yeah, I think that's definitely true. Is there are a lot of guys that are friends with a girl because that's the next best thing. They're orbiters? Well, they're not necessarily orbiters. Like, there have been girls that, you know, like, she had a boyfriend, and so I was, like, very friendly to her and nice to her, and so whenever she broke up with the boyfriend, I was like, hey, what's going on? How you doing? Yeah, 100%. Like, I mean, if you guys have done this too, right? I mean, like, I'm not... I remember there was a fucking... There was this fucking meme I remember on Facebook, and it was like a girl breaks up with her boyfriend, you know, updates her status that she's single, and it had a fucking picture of that orc from Lord of the Rings, and it said meat's back on the menu, boys. I remember it had like fucking 100,000 likes or some shit. Like, everybody's done this. Not everybody, but a lot of people have done this. I've done this. Oh, I found a rebound and we're friends. Yeah, I mean, I usually, like, I have the, I don't know. Like, it depends on the girl, I guess. It's like there's no, like, real way to do it, and it, like, always works, right? When I date women that weigh less than 60 kilograms, I don't even know how much that is, honestly. I don't really like. It really depends. 120. Yeah, I don't know. I think that a girl can be 150 pounds and be hot. That's not tall she is, yeah. Give me the fucking mount, man. Please just give me the fucking mount. Is the upper pound to hotness ratio for you? Honestly, man, I think it really depends on the girl. Like, it really, really does. It's not like there is a guarantee. Fuck. Can I get a battle res? Thanks. We've got to go back to continuing to do 163 DPS. My pet's dead. Oh, it's not dead. I'm gonna turn pounds to male, you shouldn't be picky. I don't think so. I think that as a guy, like, I'm like 140 around there. And I think that if I was like 160, probably, or so, I'd probably be in relatively good shape. Maybe like 170, I don't know. Alright, here we go. Oh, Joywar got it. Congrats, bro. Can y'all trade me all the gear? Yeah, just trade me all the gear. Are there any gear traders? Alright, fuck you guys. Okay, never mind, thanks. Oh, yo, bro, can I get that dagger? Do you need that? I don't have that. Yeah, thanks. Nice, I didn't have that one. Oh, probably, yeah, congrats, bro. How many more do I have? I have 4 more chances. Are you just unable to put on weight? I'm usually, yeah, I don't, I'm not really, like, yeah, it's not natural for me to gain weight. To be honest, I consider myself very lucky. I see a lot of friends of mine and they get older and, you know, they gain a lot more weight and it's, not good for them. We can have some of our, we have like 8 tanks, like what the fuck. We can have some of the tanks go heals or DPS. Alright, let's see. There it is. Good. Let's go. Let's do it. Did you fix the noise gate on your mic? I don't know how to do that, actually. I actually probably should, because like a lot of times it catches like me swallowing and stuff and I hear it in the mic and it just sounds really bad. So I might actually try to do that. Yeah. Yeah, I probably should do that. Maybe I'll try and do that tonight. It's gross. Yeah, it's not my fault. Like, I can't even do anything about it. Like, it's just, I don't even know why I do it. Farmed any moats at all yet? No, I haven't. Adderall's best way. Well, I used to be 108 pounds. And then I just kind of gained weight. The reason why I was so skinny was because I couldn't really eat a lot of food because all my teeth were rotting. And so I just lost weight naturally. Or didn't gain weight naturally. And also I was kind of, I was pretty active then, and so, like, I was doing all kinds of stuff. Like, I'll see if I find a video. Yeah, can somebody put down a portal? Like, I think that I have like one that's a pretty good example. This one. So I was like really skinny. See? And I was like 20, 19 or 20. Maybe 21. It's hard for me really to say. And so this isn't a very good example. I'm pretty sure it's not. Let me see. So like a lot of times that was whenever we were about to go get Cataclysm. And am I in this at all? No, there she is. Oh, she was sitting there talking to us a lot. That's when Eric worked at Pizza Hut. And so I was so skinny. That's why I always wore a hoodie. It's because I didn't want people to see. It's the same thing as... There's Cody. Let's see. Well, I remember I was like fucking with her whenever she was playing. And like I'm doing all this stuff and I accidentally hit her in the head with the fucking axe. Like, listen, I think it shows it. Watch this.
Are y'all going?
No,
Please, please.
She's fucking
domestic
pissed.
abuse.
What the hell?
Let's see. Where is it? Oh yeah.
This heroic strike. He goes, no. Moral strike.
She's like literally just sitting here trying to fucking pretend like this shit's not happening.
Yes.
She fucking turns around.
Actually, this is what I do when I'm fighting a mage. It's like, not enough rage. Not enough rage. You cannot do that ability yet. Not enough rage. Ah! And that's when I die. Does that sound about right?
Okay.
What?
Are y'all going?
No, are we?
Please, please.
Domestic abuse.
So yeah, those are the old days. Oh yeah, here's another one. Yeah, here we go.
Hey Liz. She's like, she sent me a message back. She's like, I don't have your
Yeah, see, I was skinny as fuck, right? Cody was skinny as fuck too.
friend, dumbass. And then she's like, this is why I don't have you as a friend.
What are people gonna think?
Yeah, this is the old days. Oh my god. There.
Alright.
Yeah, see, you see, like, I was skinny as fuck. Can y'all summon me?
That's actually probably
Now what?
So that's what I'm saying, is like, I used to be skinny as fuck. How old were you? Like 20 or 21, probably, I think. Maybe 19 in some of those clips. How they start to rot? I had a really, whenever I was a kid, I would just never brush my teeth. Just straight up. And so I got a lot of cavities then. And then, I started brushing my teeth about like senior year of high school. And, so like the cavities stopped a lot of, like it slowed down a lot. But the problem was that by that time I had a lot of fillings, and like some of the fillings came out. And because we didn't really have a lot of money then, we weren't able to get them fixed and have them replaced. And so like, it was just like an open, like exposed part of the tooth, and it just over time, got worse. Did you ever pain with it? Yeah, I did. All the time. I used to have to take a painkiller every single night, or I couldn't function. Root canals kill the nerves. Yeah. How are your teeth now? Some of them are fucked up, but some of them are fake. I don't really worry about it that much. Want to get crowns? I don't want to get into like all the details about it. Weird how you get fake teeth like Boogie did. I don't like the way Boogie's teeth look. I think it looks like super artificial and weird. Again, look natural, even stained. Yeah. The girls that say Asmongold? Yeah, I'll talk to Bruce's guy and, you know, just fucking get a referral. Someone has fake teeth, they all look the same. I'll tell you one thing, like, I have fake teeth and nobody's ever commented on it. So, like, I think that it's true for some people, but not for others. Tons of money for it, so I feel you. Yeah, I felt like that was a big motivating factor for me to like take my YouTube and like my content creation stuff more seriously. Alright boys, let's get the mount. Give me the fucking mount, Blizzard. Blizzard, just give me the fucking mount. Come on. Oh my god, you're not gonna give me the mount? Oh my god, why not? Let's do it again. There's so many braces for overbite. I actually did have braces whenever I was a kid. You gonna play Wrath of the Lich King? Yeah, I will. Whenever it comes out. Don't forget to wear that retainer. You have them twice. Yeah, I didn't wear the retainer. I said fuck that. Permanent wear retainer to prevent crowding. Yeah, I do. Okay. We gotta not invite as many people that are low eye level. We're gonna actually start wiping on the boss. Unless somebody took a retainer all the time, rest of my life. I said, hell no, nothing really happened. The thing is that I never really wanted to deal with having braces, and so I went along with it. It was whatever, but I'm not gonna wear a fucking retainer. It was annoying. I better give you the mount, man. I know. When did you attend BlizzCon last? Last time I attended BlizzCon was in 2018. I'm scared against Blackout, Gram. It doesn't matter. Doesn't it teams when I started watching you? Yeah, like the only reason I really went to BlizzCon that year was to meet Izzy. Like that was really the only reason. Like I don't really usually like going to conventions, to be honest with you. It's like the only reason I go to conventions is to, like, you know, I know like viewers want to like meet me and, you know, stuff like that. I'll take pictures with people. Like that's fine. Like, so I view it as like one of those things. I don't want to go and, you know, go to parties and get drunk and hang out with other streamers. Like, I don't give a fuck about that. You ever do those things? No, I don't. I just don't like to. It's just not my, it's not my personality. You go over come full AZ whenever it's a girl. Yeah. You'd be swarms hard for an introvert. Well, no, it's the thing is, like, I actually don't mind. Like, it's like if I go to a convention and a lot of people are saying hi, that's not gonna upset me. You have sex at the convention. You know what you yourself get into. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know what it's gonna be. It doesn't matter if you have fake pleasantries, indulging in combos you don't care to entertain. The thing is, like, this is gonna sound like maybe bad, but I much rather like talking to like a viewer than like most other streamers. Cause like most other, like, I don't know how many times like I've like talked to other streamers, and the main thing that they talk about a lot is like negativity in their chat, or like some variation of that, like online hate and stuff like that. Like, I don't want to talk about that. It's like, just fucking block them if this is upsetting for you. Like, why like, but I think it's because like they don't have a lot, like, anybody to talk to about it, right? Because you can't talk to your audience about it, because like they're just gonna say like, oh, you deserve it. And so like, I understand, but it's just like, I don't want to talk about that shit. Streamers not talking about streaming, viewers not talking about dog shit. Wow, is yeah, exactly. It's like there's some streamers that aren't like that, you know? Talk about WoW the whole time. Yeah, exactly. And they want to complain about something you can relate to. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not that I don't care, but in most cases I don't. Like, it's just, the thing is, like, it sucks whenever you get people that are mad at you and they hate you because of, you know, something you said or whatever. But I mean, that's what happens whenever you go online, right? I mean, if you're getting harassed or something like that, like, you know, go through the proper channels to get it removed. And if you can't get it removed, or, you know, have a resolution to it, then you have to learn how to live with it. Because if you don't, then, you know, you're still going to be living with it, and you just won't know how to deal with it. Like, there's no alternative. Get necrotic wake mount yet? No, I probably do that after this for a little while. No, say a good job without tough skin. I feel like most people, one thing I've learned is that it's always easy to say that, you know, it won't bother you whenever it's not happening to you. I'm gonna take it personally. Someone looking for validation. I'll forget about you 5 minutes of talking shit. Well, it's just like, it sucks, right? I mean, it fucking sucks to get harassed and to have people like talk shit about you, and especially whenever you think that it's like unfair or rude or whatever. But I think that the only time that like any of this stuff really bothers me is whenever, to a certain degree, I agree with it, basically. Like, I think like, oh, this is true or whatever. And I think that really, if you, like, if you're confident in yourself, a lot of that type of hate goes away. Like, you'll still get it, but it'll go away. Most people claim it doesn't bother them or clueless. Well, they just don't know. I mean, like, that's it, right? I mean, like, how are they going to possibly know what it's like to, you know, have, you know, 3,000 people, like, micro-analyzing your facial expressions to see how they can make you upset or unhappy, right? I mean, like, this is just simply not something that an average person has to deal with. It's a whole different level of exposure. Yeah, I mean, like, it's not that it's not understandable, it's just that, like, and that's why I think a lot of content creators and people want to talk about it, because they don't have, like, you know, whenever a content creator complains about, like, getting hate online, like, people are like, oh, well, just quit your job, and oh, it wouldn't bother me, you're a pussy, right? But the thing is that like, this is something that, like, it's kind of like a really, really harsh way of saying it, but, like, if somebody's criticizing me and I wouldn't care if they died, I don't care what they're saying. Because, like, this person is effectively an NPC in my life. you know, if the NPC despawns, it doesn't matter to me. Like, who cares? They're not even like a real person. And I think that perspective has helped me a lot with dealing with it. Same approach I take negative people. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like a good example of this is like after I just do it right now. I'm not even doing good damage anyway. So there's a video I made, and I was responding to like Reddit comments that I'm like some variation of I'm addicted to WoW and I can't quit and I don't know what I'm talking about with Dragonflight, and it's the exact same situation as before. I just don't want to admit it. Right, and so like I responded to some of this feedback, and my editors made a video about it, and a lot of the people in the comments were you know, being negative towards me for responding to it, and so it was annoying, right? And I go over and I look at the like and dislike ratio, for example, and it was like over 85 something like that % of people like the video. So it's like, actually most people completely fucking agree with you. It's just that there's a small amount of people that don't. And it's important to keep that in mind. And also, like, the reason why it didn't really bother me as much too is because I know that I'm right. Like, it's not there's no like I'm just factually right about a lot of the things that I'm saying, and this is like verifiable. So if somebody is disagreeing with me, I don't really take their opinion seriously because they're just fundamentally wrong. Yeah, it's not debatable or anything. And if people don't dislike it because the video points are good, they simply don't agree. Not everyone goes and downvotes good videos with good insights. They simply don't agree. Well, they don't like the game, right? I think that's what a lot of it is that people just don't like the game, and so because they don't like the game, they're downvoting content about the game. And they don't like hearing that the game is good because they think the game is bad. It's not really that complicated. Also happens to diversify your content. Yeah, exactly. I mean, when it comes to liking to WoW, a lot of people who are negative towards it flock towards your channel over the years. They feel betrayed by you liking it. It feels very parasocial. Well, like, I just, what I don't really understand or agree with is the idea that, just gonna invite these people, who gives a fuck? Invite me and more healers too. Do we have a warlock? Okay, yeah, you're getting invited just because you're a warlock. Oh fuck, we got taken out of queue. Give me a minute. So yeah, it's like whenever people say stuff like that, it's like, is it annoying? Like, yeah, it can definitely be annoying, but that's just the way it goes. We probably want to get a warlock. If you want to put us back in the queue. Just in raids for legacy, just put Asmongold or something. Everybody summoned in. Ever thought about responding to those Reddit posts in a comment? Feels like stream responses aren't reaching those people. No, I just ban them. The thing is, like, I'm not going to explain and rationalize with a person who's not rational. Yeah, if you explain it, you automatically are losing whenever you go to them and try to earn their approval. Like, you've already lost the moment that you begin to try to do that. That's my perspective. I need healers and warlocks for this run. We've got one more after this. Healers and warlocks, let's go. Oh, are you a healer? No, you're not. We need another healer. There we go. Good. Summon that warlock in. I think that should be good. Aren't you doing it on stream anyway, kind of? Yeah, I mean, of course I address things that people say, but I think that whenever you get down in a personal level and get down in the trenches fighting with these people, you always lose. You lose every single time. Explaining something doesn't necessarily mean you want or desire their approval, though. Yeah, that's not how they'll see it. Is Hallie talking bad about Preach on your Reddit? He wasn't talking bad about Preach. I read the comments. I suggest trying to expansion of Blizzard refuses to fix current game. They just tell us they designed the game around mythic raiders and token buyers. Well, I mean, that's like, I mean, what do you mean? What does that mean? Like, so for example, they're designing the game around mythic raiders. Like, this has been a big complaint that I've had and other players have had, right? Blizzard is, you know, making the game and designing it around competitive rating, and it's made the game worse. I mean, is this accurate? Like, I just want to make sure that, like, we agree on the way to say it. Yes. In general, mythic rating is like, yeah, and competitive content directs it that way. Didn't Ian literally say in an interview like 2 days ago they're bringing back group loot and they're rethinking how they're going to do things with raids because they're sick of playing the arms race with the guilds? Didn't he literally say that? So this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. They literally said that they don't want to do this anymore. They've never said that before. So whenever I say something is better or something like that, like, I have a reason for it. It's not like I'm just saying this because, you know, just to hear myself talk. You see what I'm saying? Them saying that was huge? Yeah. It was huge. I thought it was a really big deal. Also, you're putting it in relation to something else. It's not a comment in the void. Yeah. So, like, whenever somebody doesn't take what I'm saying seriously, Blizzard needs to apologize to the community. Well, they have, like they have, like, they literally at the very beginning of the, like, Warcraft event, they pretty much apologized to the entire community, and it was Ian that did it. And down some new game like Soulframe, and trailer looks amazing. I'll have to look at it. I never played Warframe, so I don't know what to expect. I'll look at it tomorrow, whenever I wake up. No matter PvP or PvE, you always find a way to reach the skill level. Yeah, I don't think that it's good. Like, you shouldn't even think about high-end players whenever you design content, really. Like, and not really high-end players, but you shouldn't think about people that play the game professionally. WoW is not an esport. Like, stop trying to make it an esport. The more that you try to do that, the more that you're just going to lose players. No one cares about Blizzard esports and never will. That's not true. Hearthstone was the biggest esport in the world for like 4 years. Or not Hearthstone, sorry, StarCraft. Right. Oh. StarCraft was amazing. Yeah, it was a big deal, man. Well, all I'm saying though is like, I thought it was just, oh, was that one? Okay. Forgot what my keybinds were. Anyway, so what do you think about splitting Mythic Plus, Loot Mode, and 15 Challenge Mode? I don't know. I wonder if this will kill me. No. You were saying Overwatch League ruined Overwatch? I think there were a lot of things that made Overwatch worse. I mean, I never have competed in Overwatch, so I don't really know though. Problem is having very difficult content. Problem is that's the only endgame content. If you had one Algalon boss. Well, the thing is, like, the problem is that people don't really even understand this, but like, Algalon wasn't that hard. The reason why Algalon was hard is you only had an hour to kill him. Like, if you compare the amount of like he was very like raid healing intensive. Like, you needed to have a lot of raid healing for sure. But like, Algalon really wasn't that hard. The reason why it was hard is because you didn't know what to do and you had limited attempts at trying to kill him. I mean, if you think about it, right? Wasn't Zero White Yogg the hard fight? Yeah, it was. Would you wish for something like Algalon again? I never want to see another fight that you can only attempt it for an hour. It was fucking stupid. I never want to see that again. But the idea of a hard mode unlock boss is really cool. Yeah. Give me the mount. Come on, give me the fucking mount. I need it. Fuck you. What about heroic only bosses like Raden, Incident? I think heroic only bosses are good. Send, you get a lot done when I'm asking. No, I never have anybody play my account ever. I have one more chance. This is my last level 60. The WoW community's decision to omit Dungeon Finder from Wrath of the Lich King Classic. I don't really care, to be honest. Like, I'm so sick of splitting hairs with Classic WoW. And get down to this, like, granular discussion of, like, let me be honest. Dungeon Finder doesn't have any impact on whether Classic Wrath is going to do well or not. I don't give a fuck. If they want to get rid of Dungeon Finder, do it. If they don't do it. Like, I don't think it makes any impact at all. Someone hates Classic for some reason. I don't hate Classic. I just don't like this, like, fixation that people have that these, like, tiny, meaningless changes are going to have any sort of a real impact on the game. They don't matter. And splitting hairs, yeah, it's just like all of these, like, oh, layering is ruining Classic WoW. Like, I'm so fucking, like, exhausted from that shit. That's the truth. %, Nax buffs have just been data mined. Yeah, I mean, the thing is with Nax, the reason why Nax is easy is because the mechanics are easy. It's not because that's the main reason. Like, for example, like, warriors have, like, way more tools to run faster. Like, druids. So, like, I'll give you some examples. A Nubricon. So, the way that you can... The damage that a Nubricon does with, like, the Locust Swarm, which is the thing that he does that, like, silences you and everything. So, you can approach that fight with a number of different ways. But one thing that you can do is in Wrath of the Lich King, you can literally just tank it. And so, like, you just pop shield wall and you don't die. That's it. Also, let's see, what are some of the other differences? There's no spirits. So in the Four Horsemen, there are spirits whenever you kill one of the Four Horsemen, and the spirit remains in the fight. And that does not happen in Wrath of the Lich King. That's only in Classic WoW. So, the fight isn't easy because Sir Zelik can't kill people with, like, the fucking... Is it Sir Zelik? I think it is. Yeah. Yeah, with his fucking chain lightning. Like the Holy Wrath thing. That's not why it's easy. It's easy... It's not because it doesn't do what it does. It's just because people, like, there's... So you have the same room, and you have 25 players and not 40. That instantly makes that mechanic easier. Like, instantaneously. And also, do they shield wall at level 80? I don't remember them shield walling at level 80. I could be wrong, though. I don't think they do either. Yeah. So, like, that makes it 1,000 fucking times easier, too. So, also, like, Saffron. Like, the main challenge of Saffron in Classic WoW is consumables. It's being able to consistently have a bunch of potions and things like that that you can use. Yeah, it's frost resistance. you're not expected to have frost resistance in Wrath. So that means heals will do more healing. That means you'll have more critical strike heals. That means tanks will have more active mitigation. And also, Saffron, how many ice blocks is he doing in 40 man? Like, is he do 6 or 8, or is it just 4? It's 5. I was fucking wrong about 5. 5 on normal, 6 on heroic. You kind of are. There's 200 item level frost resist gear crafted by each profession. Yeah, but you don't need it. That's what I'm saying. That's a joke. Yeah, and so, like, also, like, look at phase 1 of Kel'Thuzad. Or look at, when do paladins get rebuke? Did they get that in Kata or Wrath? I thought it was Kata too. Let's see. First rate expansion, file raid, pass through vanilla. Well, what I'm saying is that, like, Nax is going to be easy no matter how much numbers there are, because the raid is easy. The mechanics are fundamentally easy. Like Thaddeus, for example. Half of the difficulty of Thaddeus is not having somebody disconnect. And also, like, you think about Thaddeus as a challenge, right? It's a lot harder to have 40 people do something right at the same time than have 25 or 10. This is just common sense. How's Lotheb work? Lotheb still has the debuff that deals like 2,000 damage. I think. And I'm trying to remember how it works. I think all heals are put on like a really long CD or something like that. Yeah, I don't remember. It was a long time ago. Yeah, it's a 1-minute CD for healing, yeah. Lotheb enable heals for 3 seconds. Yes, yes, that's what it was. That's what it was. So in Wrath, so Lotheb, you can't heal at all on Lotheb. And then every 30 seconds, for 3 seconds, you can heal. So that means like everybody spams heals like fucking crazy and tries to survive for the rest of the time. So like that's no doubtedly easier than what it was. It's basically Wrath. Yeah, exactly. Most artificially difficult raid in WoW. Probably Nax. Probably Nax 60. This is my last chance. Precaster, there's 1 second left on debuff. Yeah, if you're a paladin. Because I remember, like, wouldn't paladins get, like, because I remember paladins would use... It's, like, crazy, but I think wouldn't paladins still use, like, there was, like, a Nax Librum that would... And I think there's also another one you'd buy from badges that would, like, reduce the cost of your Holy Light. I don't remember. And also, so, like Blessing of Light is way stronger in Wrath of the Lich King than it is in vanilla WoW. So, you have, like, all of these, like, extra reasons why it's going to be easier that a lot of, like, classic Andes and people like this don't really understand because they don't remember the way the game was played. To be honest, like, they don't remember what happened. And, like, as you can see, like, I don't remember everything either. I mean, it was a long, long time ago. I haven't done 60 Nax or 80 Nax in a very, very long time. Doing Hegan back in the day was hard. Yeah, it was. And, Hegan will also be a lot easier because, you know, like Hegan was easier at 60 because like you just had better frame rates and so you were able to react faster. Like people on average had a much higher frame rate in Nax 80 than they did in Nax 60. Paladins have Beacon and Wrath? Yeah, infinitely easier to heal. Yeah, exactly. Like, Beacon in itself is like a huge buff. No damage numbers? I mean, like, I'm not doing any damage. Doesn't matter. Here we go. Add-ons keep getting better too? Yeah. So I don't really think that it matters if they buff Nax or not because like the mechanics are just way easier. And also I think more people have a like a curse dispel in Wrath than they did in Classic. So it just like that automatically makes Noth easier. And Kel'Thuzad, like warriors have heroic throw. So you can, and heroic throw does a lot of damage. So like you can kill one of the soldiers of the Frozen Wastes, like the smaller ads, the little skeletons. You can kill them a lot easier. And paladins and shamans. Yeah, you also, yeah, you have paladins and shamans. That's a huge one. Please, please, please. Oh. Man, this one's really rare. Thanks for the runs, guys. Oh, give me all the loot. I need all the loot. Oh, never mind. I took the portal. It's fine. Who gives a shit? Alright, so I'll get back on my warrior. And we'll do some of the Marrowgar runs. Literally technology improved, yeah. This time for sure, yeah, 100%. Alright, I need 4 people to, or 3 people who will be willing to give me the mount for, what do you call it? We're gonna do Mythic Plus, Asmongold, Marrowgar, is it Marrowgar? Marrowfang. Runs. Yeah, if you're bored, come on over. I've seen people that are like really, really well geared. Whatever happened to the Raider IO thing? Did that stop working? Why is it not working? I'll update everything. Okay. You're under raids? Who cares? Alright, let's see if it works now. No, it doesn't. God damn, this guy's 282. Okay, let's just invite him. Alright, now we need somebody. We're gonna delist. Asmongold. We need a necrotic wake key. We're doing zeros. We'll do a 0 first. Yeah, if somebody has a necrotic wake key, if they're willing to like lower it, we're gonna just try to spam mythic dungeons. Either link me the key or put it in your note which key you have. Yeah, we're just gonna do the mythic 0 and then we're gonna do a +2. So super low. $13 can lower. Okay, let's go. All right. I'll lower to 2. Yeah, sure. We'll do the fucking the mythic 0 first. Just go ahead and get a summon out, and then we'll start it. Another video on GCDs and WoW with the new talent trees. Have 6 burst CDs. Spending most GCDs get started. Yeah, that's the problem with like a lot of those burst abilities. They probably should just change them, change where they are in the talent tree. Have enough. All right, Radon. That sounds good, man. I'll do 5 runs of this. How many mounts have I actually gotten the last few streams? I've been farming the pretty hard to get ones. So it's been slim pickings today. I haven't gotten any. I'm gonna start working on the Covenant campaign probably after I do all of these. Yeah, just zone in. Let's get this done.